subscribers. All right. Subscribe, get it. All right. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Call Halayim Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Arachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us the truth. Honors and salutations to the elect and to the men that died doing the work of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, because they shall arise first. To the men, women, and children that believe on the true name of the Father and the Son. The Father's name is Yahweh, he exists. The Son's name is Yahweh Shai, he is the deliverer, because he come to deliver us of this captivity that we're in. My name is Micah Allah Ben Gab Ben Yasharallah, at the Church of Philadelphia camp here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Once again, come back at you with another one. And as the title says, simple and plain, America will be the biggest desert, all right? The elect shall be delivered from it. With all the up and coming, calamities, all right? You got your hyperinflation. A lot of people, like I always say, man, a lot of people are numbered for the sword. They're numbered from the beginning, just like the elect. That's a number. It's 144,000 men. And they're numbered to be predestined for what? Salvation. Everlasting life, the kingdom. The first fruits of that. It's like when you plant a garden, man. That's what the Lord did. He came around planting the garden, man. He's putting the seeds out there. Putting the seeds out there, and they was going to be watered and they was going to grow into fruition, man. But first and foremost, let's I'm gonna go into the destruction first. All right. And after that, we can hop into salvation. But I might I don't know. However the Spirit wants it to come out, it's gonna come out. All right. So let's go to Revelations. And I was watching Apostle Tahar, and he was he had a Elder Yashawamba on there. And Elder Yashawamba was going in on some things, which brought me to this lesson actually, which was a beautiful lesson, man, Which was Revelation chapter 18 and 2. All right. Matter of fact, let's start at verse 1. Revelation chapter 18 and 1. This is going to the downfall of Babylon. All right. Here in America where we sit at. That's why I said, man, Babylon or America is going to be the biggest desert, period, man, ever. All right. Because of all this wickedness. This is Revelation chapter 18 and 1. It says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. All right. And he cried mightily with the strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All right. That's this place where we live at, man. This place is fallen. As a matter of fact, because first of all, you got to go back in the history. Who was on this land first? And who was sending ships over here, right? And gathering animals and bringing them back over there to the old world. Who was in power at that time? King Solomon. King Solomon was in power, man. So when the Edomites and all that came over here, this place it turned into a lowland with morals and everything, man. As a matter of fact, I was just watching a video that somebody sent me, and it was going into the gangs in New York, and it was saying that the gangs in New York was actually going into how they were sending them people over here to try. Basically, all they try to do is try to change prophecy. But the people that was over, and they took out the Israelites, with what they call them Moors. But if you look at that movie, the King, some king with Martin Lawrence in it, they called they was calling him a Moor when he went back, Knights or something. They always try to make comedy out of it, but they used real words, man. And they used him, and because he took that bag, he couldn't. He had to make jokes. That's why they tried to kill him. If they didn't already kill him, man. Hey, shalom, brother. Yabashim Ashai, Bashim Rachakodas Barakatah. Shalom, bro. You know, but yeah, man. But they use terms and everything like that, and they put it right in front of your face and try to make it comedy and everything, you know. But at the end of the day, they're telling the truth. You know, is everybody want to laugh because everybody's under pressure, man. Like I said, let's go back to this because this place is done. All right, but guess what? Guess who's going to be delivered out of it? The elect, like the title says, man. All right, America, aka Babylon. America is about to be the biggest desert, but the elect shall be delivered from it, man. All right. It says, let's go back to Revelations 18:1. It says, and after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power. All right, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And I'm going to get this in the NLT right after this. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great, because this place is known as a great nation, you know, according to other nations, like Rome was a great nation, right? The Persians had a great nation. The Greeks had a great nation. But all these things were for a short amount of time. If you really look back in history and look at how old you are now, you know, from the youngest to the oldest, that time happened real quick. You ask a parent and they got children, they be like, damn, they grow up so fast. Well, how about your parents said the same thing about you, man? You know, this nation grew up quick and it's going to fall just as fast. But guess what? The Lord said our kingdom is going to be a world without end. You know? The Yahweh's kingdom. All right. So Revelation chapter 18 and 2, it says, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils. All right. And the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. All right. Let's get this in the NLT real fast. Where we at? In the NLT. Yo, matter of fact, brother got up here. Matthew 24:22. It's an excellent scripture. It says, and except those days be shortened, there shall be no flesh to be saved. That's right. There shall be no flesh to be saved, but for the elect's sake, see that? For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. All right? For the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Because this place is toast, man. I'm telling you, the only ones that's going to be delivered out of it is the elect. And the 1/3, which they're part of the elect, because they're tied in with them. All right. This is Revelation chapter 18. Where we at? And I said I was going to start at verse 1. The fall of Babylon is the headliner. Revelation 18:1, it says, after all this, I saw another angel come down from heaven with great authority, and the earth grew bright with his splendor. He gave a mighty shout, going to Yahweh, man, a mighty shout. Babylon is fallen. That great city is fallen. She has become a home of demons. God damn it. Yo, that's what this place is. Yo, and I promise you, I was going to go out today, but I thought about it. I said, you know what? I'm off tonight. I said, I'm going to just stay in the spirit and, just do a lesson and start watching the apostles and all that. But every time I go out and you just people you come encounter with, right? They throw up the devil horns. I don't even want to throw up the sign. They stick their tongue out to the side. Why? Because they're under a spell of the people of this land, man. They're under a heavy spell, but they think they're not. You know, like look at Miley Cyrus when she comes out and do that. I believe that deity is Shiva, if I'm not mistaken. The Elamite god, the goddess, so to speak. And they stick the tongue out, and a lot of these niggas do this, man. You know, they do the same thing all the time. This is Revelation chapter 18 and 2. It says he gave a mighty shout, warning, man, angry. Babylon is fallen. That great city is fallen. She has become a home for demons. She is a hideout for every foul spirit. You see that? She is a hideout for every foul spirit, a hideout for every foul vulture and every foul and dreadful animal, man. A hideout. Use those words, a hideout. So what a person want to do when they're trying to hide out, they try to blend in and make themselves seem like there's something that they're not. But the Lord is always going to expose them, man. You know, that's why the elect is going to be delivered from these things, man. You know, they have to be delivered from these things. Because that's the Lord's promise. All right. You can't be just trusting any old body, man. All right. You got to try their spirits first, you know, and you got to be in the right spirit first and foremost. All right. You have to be in the right spirit. So, no, let's jump down. We're still in Revelations 18, because this is going to be the destruction of this place. And everybody that falls in line with this place and they can't endure to the end or suffer what the Lord has given them, you know, you're going to be a part of this destruction. All right. That's why I said this lesson is twofold, man. All right. We're going, Lord's willing, I don't want it to be too long, but I'm just going with the spirit, man. So we're still in Revelations 18. We're going to jump down to verse 21. It says, and the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone. Dean. See that? And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon. Shalakia. Oh, snap. There's a brother. Yahushua come back. The fight is keeping the kingdom in our minds. Oh, that's crazy. Yo, that was a spirit. Yo, I was supposed to see that. I usually put this on Do Not Disturb. I'm just putting it on it now. Well, yeah, that's the brother. I believe that's the Elder Kazak. You know, his video just popped up on my feed. You know, and he said to fight for the kingdom, man. Because I know that, hey, man, there's men out here right now. He's doing a video now, as well as I'm doing a video. The spirit moves like a wildfire, man. You know, you got to stay with that fire on you. So this is Revelations chapter 18 and 21. And Dan was reading this, and he's an elder in Great Millstone, right? Check it out. It says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone. And the millstone is it grinds you to powder. All right, that's why the apostles got that spirit on them. Every doctrine that comes out, they grind it to powder, man. Undefeated. All right. Hold on. It says more noise made. Yo, damn. Check this out.
Strong's G 3458. Mulas. Thayer's Lexicon, related entry. Mulinas.
And that's going into millstone, right? Check this out. It says a millstone. All right, it says a large millstone consisted of two stones, right? An upper and an under one. And when I read this, it makes me think about the northern and the southern kingdom. You know, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. And yo, it's not a great millstone. Did they not have they yo, listen, there's all the tribes in there, man. Right? The northern and the southern kingdom. They're not like those black Israelites. No. Believe the truth, man. The truth of the Bible, man. You know, the seed comes from the man. All right. So whatever you plant your seed in is going to come out to be you, man. All right. So anyway, let's go back. It's a lot. And when you and it just says with violence, man. So the Lord, when he comes back, because he came speaking as a man, all right. And I can't stress this enough, man. The Lord came speaking as a man. So when he comes back in this time, that's why it says this. Let's read it. Revelations 18, where we at? 21, I believe. Come. We're going to go all the way to 23. Revelations 18 and 21, it says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. And then it say IUIC did it. It said a great millstone. All right. And cast it into the sea. And yo, you might as well look at the sea. Like, look at America is like a melting pot. It's known as the sea. It's a sea of people. You got every tongues. You know, in America where it sits, it sits around a lot of waters. All right, so you got passageways to come in here. That's why Nero was trying to build the wall and everything, because he didn't want to let people in. All right, but that proves a point that yo, people do boats, and then you got planes and all that can fly here and come live and I guess you say prosper, you know, so to speak, under the American dream. All right, but the American dream's been dead, man. Anyway, let's go back into it. Revelations 18 and 21, it says, and the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall thou great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all. Because what happened with America? What did they do? What was the violence that they did to Israel? Now, like I said, watch that movie Gangs of New York again. And when you watch it with a spiritual eye, because it's actually going into how those people came over here, right? And conquered the place. Like you got damn. I'm trying to think of the names. Matter of fact, when you go into New York, it's a dude, I believe he was they called him a Moor, but like I said the Moor, his name was York, something York. All right. Manhattan. The actual word Manhattan, when you go into it, that goes back to a Jake, because they came and established the lands. Just like the Moors, when you look into the Moors, man, they were conquerors, man. They went around conquering places. The Moors conquered what? Sicily, man. But they was wicked ass Israelites. They believed in Islam and all that crazy stuff. You look at their customs and traditions, they didn't follow the actual customs and traditions of our heritage, man. They went around conquering everything, and so they took on the traditions of those people, man. You know, that's why they came here, boom, and you see what happened. All right, but anyway, let's keep going. It says, in the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers. See that? In the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee. Because you got all the nations, right, that come here. You got dudes want to do music. You got men that they want to be prophets and all. Man, you can do whatever the hell you want, but all that noise that they're talking is not going to be heard anymore, man. All right, it's not going to be heard. They ain't going to have no voice. You know how they say, give a voice to the voiceless. Well, giving a voice to the voiceless is us coming on these doing these lessons, man. All right. Because you got people that stand up, just like you got Micah Allah, which is in Daniel 12, right? He's the ones that stand up for Yahweh Bashim Yahweh's people, man. That was his job. That's what he's given. He's a protector. All right. But it says, verse 22, Revelations 18 and 22, it says, and the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all in thee, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be shall be found any more in thee. And the sound of millstone, see that again, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee. And the light, because the Lord about to shut the prophet's mouths up, man. You know, we ain't gonna be able to cussing people out no more. You know, and I'm not in Great Millstone, but I follow the doctrine of Great Millstone. I was in there. You know, the plain tables came here in Philadelphia. All right, and those still are my brothers. Just like the brother came past 2 weeks ago to the camp and visited. You know, so there's no bad blood. You know, just different paths with the same doctrine. You know, it says, verse 23. It says, and the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth. They were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. And you look at the word sorceries. Look, let's get that real fast. Because that's why this place is known as the daughter of the Chaldeans, because the Chaldeans were heavy into witchcraft, man. You know, and that's all Babylon uses is witchcraft. That's why they do those rituals. That's why they're feeding you human meat. You know, they this place is crazy. It's all about rituals, and they're doing rituals behind closed doors, and they put you on the rituals, and you don't even know that you're doing them. You know, that's why the Lord has to bring you out of this place, man. Mentally first, and the word and sorceries goes into the word what? Pharmakia. All right, check it out. Let's read it. Let's play it.
Strong's G 5331. Pharmakia.
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 Pharmacy. And look what you had. I used to work at pharmacies. It's the drugs and everything. And like I just was posted recently online, all the different drugs that they use for children. Now you got the Epstein file. So these people been wicked from the beginning. It goes back, well, the things that they were using to talk about, the 1800s and all that, even to now. That's why you wonder why the generations are jacked up, man. All right, it says the use or the administration of drugs. See that? The use or administrating of drugs. That's what Babylon does. They keep your mind, or they give you all types of. First of all, they feed you all this bullshit. Cause what? To go to second one, it says poisoning. So they poison you. Then they try to give you the antidote. Oh, well, we got the antidote. Man, get the fuck out of here. You don't need your antidote, because your antidote is another poison and another sickness, man. This place is about sickness. That's why King David referenced it going into the 23rd Psalms, right? And so this place being the valley of the shadow of death. All right, that's what this is, man. Right? Check it out. Going to the third, it says sorcery, magical arts, often found in connection with idolatry and fostered by it. And check it out. I just did a lesson on Jake denying or denouncing, right? Denouncing their Greek fraternities or sororities, man. But that's sorcery too. That's magical. Look at America's Got Talent and all that. And certain things, man. You got these niggas, they really pray to these demons. Denzel Washington's another one that just got he's caught out there. All these niggas are being exposed, man. You know? Why? Because they trusted in the sorceries. You know, that's why this place is, man, it's been inhabited with what? These niggas that worship the devil, man. You know, pharmakia, pharmacies, man. This place is sick. All right. Check it out. It says sorcery, magical arts, often found in connection. And don't be surprised with these Israelite women too, man. They be using witchcraft, man. You know, to put you under spell. You know, They do that shit, yo. You don't put none past nobody in Babylon, man. That's why you trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding. In all thy ways he will direct thy path, man. All right. It says sorcery, magical arts often found in connection with idolatry and fostered by it. It says metaphor, the deceptions and seductions of idolatry. Check it out. The deceptions and seductions of idolatry. And yo, you got a lot of people that worship, they worship the creation, not the creator. All right. So let's go here. It's like, I know this lesson, I ain't trying to make it too long, but hey man, you gotta let the spirit flow. All right, so let's go here to Isaiah. No, I think I know I'm gonna do it. I got it. Isaiah chapter 13. All right. And that's how I know, because where is Sodom and Gomorrah at right now in the surrounding cities? Can you tell which street was in Sodom and Gomorrah? And they all had names, because yo, nothing changes, man. So you got street corners, you got street names, you got merchants, you got people that had stores, businesses, and all that. Can you tell where they were at? Can you tell what name of these places were? No, you can't. Why? Because the Lord completely leveled that place, man. He burned it to a crisp, so to speak. Well, who was saved out of there? Let's think about that. Who was saved out of Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding cities? Lot, the remnant, representing the elect in his time. All right. That's a reference to us now, to show you like the Lord will always, if you trust in him full-heartedly, he always got an escape plan for you. Just like that movie with what's the name of that John Escape? I believe it's called The Escape Plan. With this guy, Sylvester Stallone. You know, I believe it was Sylvester Stallone and the guy, I know he's a Russian guy, but he played Ivan Drago in Rocky, where he what they showed you that, where it was Russia against America with Apollo Creed and Ivan Drago, you know, and Russia beat the shit out of, Ivan Drago killed Apollo Creed, man, who represented America. So what the hell? That symbolic, man. Symbolic, man. Going all the way back to then. You know, watch the movie, man. And yo, and when Apollo Creed came, well, when he was coming out to walk to the ring, because you know with boxers, they always got music, their theme music playing. And he had James Brown singing, which James Brown he passed away too. But you had James Brown singing Living in America. And they was all hype and all. Yo, that scene was crazy. And that's when Ivan Drago, when he killed him, man. You know? And he said, this is supposed to be an exhibition. No, it was about war, man. You know? And they were showing you, even, all the movies lead up and show you these things, man. You just got to have a spiritual eye to see it. All right, so let's go here. Isaiah 13 and 19. All right, it says in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, because that's what this place is. All right, it says in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans. Now, check this out. Hold up. Chaldea. Like we just went into sorcery with Pharmakia, right? And Revelations. Okay? Check it out. Check this out real fast. All right. With Chaldeans. Here we go.
Strong's H3778. Kasdim.
All right, so it says a territory in Lower Mesopotamia, bordering on the Persian Gulf. All right. The inhabitants, it's telling you exactly where it's at. The inhabitants of Chaldea living on the lower Euphrates and Tigris. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that was close to Babylon, which is in modern day Iraq, if I'm not mistaken. It says those persons considered the wisest in the land by extension. Why was they considered the wisest in the land? Because of their witchcraft, man. That's why with King Saul, man, what did he do? He went into to and what's the word, man? Inquire of a familiar spirit. And because he was an Israelite, so that familiar spirit, when he came, he disguised himself, man. So if you was doing a righteous thing, why would you have to disguise yourself to come inquire of anything? The prophets come to tell you what's going to happen, you know. And who he wanted to go to, the prophet Samuel. You know, oh Lord, Samuel, what's going to happen? Man, Samuel was already resting. He done told you what he had to tell you, and you went to a familiar spirit to come to bring him back, and he cussed you out, man. You know, he cussed Saul out, man, because that was crazy. That was crazy, man. So back in Isaiah 13 and where we at 19, read this again. This place is, I'm telling you, this place is toast, man. Isaiah 13 and 19 says, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldeans, excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. No surrounding cities, Sodom and Gomorrah. So what happened with Sodom and Gomorrah? Can you find it on the map right now? I say nay. But through the prophecies and the scriptures, Esau, they trying to search it out to see if did this things really happen? Yeah, they happened, man. And they actually located, but when they went there and tried, and it's videos out there, when they tried to, it was burnt so much with sulfur, and they were smelling, and the degrees to the point where it was burnt. That came from the Heavenly Father. He gave them the same technology now for what? Their nuclear missiles. It's going to get burnt just like that, man. You didn't have nuclear missiles back then. So where did that technology come from? From the Heavenly Father, man. All right. It says, let's keep going. It says, and it shall never be inhabited. Can you go and live in Sodom and Gomorrah and the surrounding cities right now? I say nay. Nothing. You can't even plant any seeds there, man. The same thing with this place where we sit at because of what? They tried to hump on our angels, man. And Lot gave them his daughters. The same thing, if angels came right now, well, they here, you know. But if they was to come to like a place in Philadelphia where they call it Gayborhood, man, down there at 13th Street and all that area, man. So if they was to come, if an angel was to come here now and say it's a righteous man right there, living in that area, those niggas would try to hump on that angel as well, man. The same way they did in Sodom and Gomorrah, man. And that's why the Lord is going to plummet this place, man. He is going to plummet this place, man. There's no getting around it. All right. So it says, it shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there. And don't the Arabians, they got tents here now. Their little stores, their corner stores, the Persians and all that. Where you go buy your food. And in any Jake neighborhood, you got these other nations, these heathens, that's feeding you bullshit. It's like what's the most popular thing now that I'll be seeing on the internet? It's they give you the address. It's up there in New York. They be like, yo, chef, can I get a Wagyu chopped cheese? It's in New York, the chopped cheese. Yo, and they put it on a whole bunch of bullshit, man. You know? Because they're running to them like they're over them. Because, hey, man, guess what? Y'all the same niggas that was we all was in captivity under them. But they was the same ones serving them when the prophets told them not to do so. All right? It says, neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. You ain't going to be able to rest here, man. It says, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and straters shall dance there. You know? But it says, But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures. Let's get the word doleful. That's some foul ass animals, man. You know, foul animals. Let's get the word. Damn. Check it out.
Strong's H255. Oach. Oach.
Cut. Which says when you go into it, those doleful creatures is howling animal. You go into the wilderness, what you hear? Oh, and all that crazy. Go to a desert. Matter of fact, you know what? You can Google sounds in the desert. Do that. Google sounds in the desert and listen to them. That's what you're going to hear here in America. But nobody's going to reside there ever again. This place is going to be uninhabited forever. Forever. Because this land is defiled. It's disgusting. It stinks. All right. It says a jackal and a hyena. You can watch what's that? Lion King. Look at the traits of a hyena, man. Matter of fact, you can Google that. What's the characteristics of a hyena or a jackal? Google it. You know? For time's sake, I'm not going to go into that. All right. But it says, where we at? All right, it says doleful creatures and owls shall dwell there. And yo, ain't that's what Esau, they love the reference to the owl, where we teach that on temple, they're called the temple owls. Esau's going to dwell here. They want to, owls can see 360, and that's what they want to see. They want to be like the Most High. It says, and strayers shall dance there, right? It says, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant places. And her time is near to come, and her days shall not be prolonged. All right? Come on, man. Salaki, give me 1 second. Yo, Salaki, but so you got where we was at? We was okay. In Isaiah 13 and 22, it says, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses. Because this place is going to be desolate. And the desolate houses and the dragons and their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come. Her time is near to come. Whose time is near to come? Babylon, where we live at right now. And her days shall not be prolonged. Matter of fact, real quick, let's get that in the NLT. So I love the way the NLT be going in, man. Hard body. All right. All right. So, all right. Isaiah 13 and 19 in the NLT. It says, Babylon, the most glorious of kingdoms. See that? Babylon, the most glorious of kingdoms, the flower of Chaldean. Pride will be devastated like Sodom and Gomorrah when the Most High destroyed it, which destroyed them. Like I keep saying that Chaldean, that's a heavy word, man. They was in that witchcraft, and that's all Babylon's about. It says Babylon will never be inhabited again. It will remain empty for generation after generation. And yo, don't didn't King David say that? What did it say? Or their inward thoughts is that the generation, so they shall pass things down from generation to generation. And that's right here. They even tell you, in 2050, we're going to be doing this. 2070. They giving you all these crazy ass dates when their judgment is at hand, man. Right here. As we speak. They're the beginning of the judgment has begun. You know, and I just seen the what was his name? Yaba something. But the song, I not shared it with Yasharal, the ones that I share a lot of stuff. I try to anyway, to the best of my ability. But the song is called Prophet Judgment on the Land. That's a Judgment on the Land. And it's a Benjamite brother from, I guess, the 70s Benjamite music is all that. It's all that. All that, man. Prophecies, even now they got some good stuff, but I'm talking about 70s, see all that, it was all that, man. You know? That's what I've been listening to a lot lately. But Salaki, let's go back. Isaiah 13 and 19, it says, Babylon, the most glorious of kingdoms, the flower of Chaldean pride, will be devastated like Sodom and Gomorrah when the Most High destroyed them. Babylon will never be inhabited again. It will remain empty for generation after generation. Nomads will refuse to camp there, and shepherds will not bed down their sheep. Desert animals will move into the ruined city. Desert animals will move into the ruined city, and the houses will be haunted by howling creatures. Owls will live among the ruins, and wild goats will go there to dance. Hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon's days are numbered. See that? Babylon's days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive, man. Will soon arrive, man. All right? Respect my grind. This ain't no grind. This is the truth. Fuck is you talking about? It says hyenas will howl in its fortresses, and jackals will make dens in its luxurious palaces. Babylon's days are numbered. Its time of destruction will soon arrive. Trust me. Wait for it. Just wait for it. Don't trust me. Trust in the Lord's. Trust in the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Harachaha Kwadash. All right, because his words are faithful and are true. Okay, so let's go ahead to Isaiah. Then we're gonna hop into how Israel is going to be saved up out of it. Con. All right, let's go to Isaiah 34. Get me. Isaiah 34 and 8. It says God's wrath against the nations, okay? Isaiah 34 and 8. Starting at 8, all right? Isaiah 34 and 8, it says, for it is the day of Yahweh's vengeance and the year of recompenses for the controversy of Zion, which is his people, man. All right. And the streams, therefore, shall be turned into pitch, and the dust thereof into brimstone. Same thing that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. And the land thereof shall become burning pitch. It shall not be quenched night nor day. Listen, this is what's about to happen to Babylon. Night nor day, right here where I sit at. All right, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This place is toast. All right, it's toast, man. And all over America, it's toast. But guess what? And I don't know I don't know what's going to happen to me tomorrow, or the day after tomorrow, or the day after that, or the day after that. I'm just hoping for salvation. That's all I can do. You know, because I know for a fact that the Lord controls every single move I make. Everything on this planet he controls. All right? Everything. And that's why we're prisoners of hope, man. All right? Said, but words can be curses. You goddamn right they're curses. That's what the American language is, a fucking curse. Don't even know what you're speaking. Anyway, Isaiah 34 and 10, it says, it shall not be quenched night nor day, the smoke thereof. Matter of fact, I'm going to do a lesson on words being curses. Thank you. I'll do a lesson on that. It shall not be quenched. Isaiah 34 and 10, it says, it shall not be quenched night nor day, the smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation, it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. Ain't nobody gonna be here, man. What's that song? Back, I forgot the artist, but it's like, how did you get here? Nobody's supposed to be here. I think her name was Deborah Cox, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was her name. Nobody's supposed to be here. That's ain't nobody gonna be here no more, man. All right, it says no living, how you say? I guess say human, you know. But the beasts and all that, they're gonna be here and all that. You know what I mean? But it says it shall Isaiah 34 and 10, it says, it shall not be quenched night nor day, the smoke thereof shall go up forever. From generation to generation, it shall lie waste. None shall pass through it forever and ever. But the cormorant and the bitter shall possess it. The owl also, as the raven, shall dwell in it. And ravens are smart as hell, man. I ain't gonna front. You know, and it says, and he shall stretch out upon it the line of confusion and the stools of emptiness. See that? It says, they shall call the nobles thereof to the kingdom, but none shall be there. And all her princes shall be nothing. So who's running this place? Who's really in control of this place? Right now, the Edomites, man. They're nobles, they're princes. They're going to be nothing. What Michael Jackson said, you ain't bad, you ain't nothing. They ain't nothing. Anyway, Salaki. It says, and thorns shall come up into Salaki, and thorns shall come up in her palaces, nettles and brambles, and the fortresses thereof. And it shall be an inhabitation of dragons and a court full of owls. The wild beasts of the desert shall also meet with the wild beasts of the island, and the stayer shall cry to his fellow. The screech owl also shall rest there and find for herself a place of rest. And this is mentioning all desert animals. That's why I told you. America, all right, I'm using that word. America is going to be the biggest desert on the planet real soon. It says, there shall the great owl make her nest and lay and hatch and gather under her shadow. There shall the vultures also be gathered, every one with her mate. It says, seek ye out of the book of Yahweh and read. None one of these shall fail. None shall want her mate. For my mouth it hath commanded, and his spirit it hath gathered them. And he hath cast the lot for them, and had in his hand have divided it into them by line. They shall possess it forever, from generation to generation shall they dwell therein. All right. So let's jump into how, all right. Israel's going to be saved. Start with the elect, all right. That's where we're going to start with the elect. So let's go to Jeremiah 30 and 7. Let's go into Jacob's trouble. All right. Because that's what's coming. We just read about how the destruction and everything with this place is coming to be. A great desert, man. A great desert. There's no escaping that. Anybody that's numbered for the destruction of this place, there's no escaping it. And you have no control of that. The Lord controls it. So this is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7. It says, alas, for that day is great. See that? Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And who is he? So that's the way of escape. It's your escape route right here. No matter of fact, I think I mentioned about that movie, Escape. I think it was Escape Plan. And I was talking about. As a matter of fact, in that movie, they actually show you the mark of the beast in that John. Because they had to have that to walk through certain sections of the jail. And this was a jail that was on water, man. They sent your ass when you got put on that jail. They shipped your ass on a boat, and you was in the middle of the ocean somewhere. That's why it's called Escape Plan. They used to put the man in different jails and tell him and show him how, so he could show them how to escape, and they would tighten up on their on their defenses or whatever, or their security. So on their security, so they couldn't escape, so nobody else could escape. But the Lord, we're in captivity now. And who's our escape plan? The ultimate escape plan is Yahawashi. Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi Ba'Hashem Harachaha Kwadash. That's your escape plan. All right? That's all you need to know. Your escape plan is Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi Ba'Hashem Harachaha Kwadash. All right? And you got to believe that. And only the elect is going to believe that, man. Let's read this again, Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And that's talking about saved from a whole lot of stuff, from the trial, tribulation, the women, the sin, everything, man. You're going to be delivered out of that shit, man. That's why it ain't the time to get caught up with that bullshit, man. It's the time to seek the Lord even more and draw nearer to him. All right? Don't get fucking lazy and relaxed in this place, man. This place ain't shit, man. All right? This is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7 in the NLT. All right? It says, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. God damn. Let's read that again. Jeremiah 30 and 7 in the NLT. In all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for many people, Salakia, for my people Israel. Yet in the end, they will be saved. Damn. Yet in the end, they will be saved. Starting with who? The elect. All right. Check it out. Verse 8, it says, for in that day, says Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi of heaven's armies, I will break the yoke from their necks and snap their chains. Foreigners will no longer be their masters, man. All right. And who's the foreigner? The main foreigners, you goddamn Edomites, man. Because we came to this place, the Americas, where Israel already resided here, man. The northern kingdoms resided here. Y'all brought Judah, Benjamin, and Levi to the Americans. All right. But the northern kingdom was already here. Gad, Reuben, Ephraim, they were already in these places. That's why he sent Cristobal Colon out. But they was going off at that time. So guess what? The Lord had to deal with them. He had to check them. All right. So this is Isaiah 65. All right. Isaiah chapter 65 and 13. All right. That's how they're going to be saved, man. But everything I got, like I said, man, wherever we're going through right now, that's why you don't stockpile. You don't do, because that shows your lack of faith. You stockpiling, you doing all this, because honestly, you don't know where you're going to be at when this trouble hits, man. You could go to work or something, go to school for the ones that's in school, the high schoolers and all that. You could go to high school one day, and they just start locking shit down. The attack strikes and all that. You have to have faith in Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahawashi. Ba'Hashem Harachaha Kwadash. Ba'Hashem Harachaha Kwadash. You got to have that faith. And faith is what? A gift. Because a lot of people lack faith. That's why they do what they do, because they lack faith, man. They want everything to be on them. They want to be in control of everything. And you're not in control of shit. You ain't in control of you waking up tomorrow, man. You ain't in control of your next breath. That's why you reference the Lord in everything that you do. All right? This is Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 13. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh shall power. Behold, my servant shall eat. Dean. So while all these people out here, they're going to be starving. Looking like, basically looking like Ethiopians, man. And them dudes was famous because they was once ruling the world, man. I believe they was the Egyptians, man. They was once ruling. Now look at it. As a matter of fact, that dude Manute Bol, man, I think he was an Ethiopian. How skinny that nigga was, man. He playing the NBA. He was a fucking, you wasn't even like, you played basketball weird because he wasn't a Jake, man. You know? Look at that guy, man. They tried to throw him in there. That was back then. So look at her. He's one of them too. No, he wasn't, man. His whole spirit ain't resonate with us, man. You know? You gotta be a spiritual man to see these things. All right? My brother guy, Baruch chapter 4 and 28 in the GNT. Verse 28, it says, just as you were once determined to turn away from the Most High, now turn back and serve him with 10 times more determined. That's right, brother. That's one of my favorite Jones, man. Baruch is that since it was your mind to go astray, that's in the KJV. You got in the GNT, you know. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful scripture, brother. Beautiful scripture, brother. The water. All right. Top back into this, Isaiah chapter 65 and 13. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh shall power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall hunger. Why are you going to hunger? Because you ain't believe. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty, because you wanted everything right now. You couldn't wait. All right, you got to wait your turn. You know, like my man, yo, a lot of people probably don't know this brother K-Dot from here in Philadelphia, but he's a heavy dude, man. You know, we call each other cousins, you know, but South Philly, man, South Philly brother. But he just did it. I don't really, you can see his story. You go on, just Google him. Go on YouTube and look about him, man. That's a rude dude, man. He like, ain't no shame in his game. He do what he do. And he tells you the truth, you know? But he said his one of his latest freestyles that was on Power 99 like a few months ago. He said I'm waiting my time like I'm in the breakfast line. I said, damn. That hit home. He said, I'm waiting my time like I'm in the breakfast line. And yo, you gotta wait to eat, man. These people right now, they're eating. They're full. They're fat. You know? But guess what? The Lord is going to feed his people that waited. While they're chomping down, you know, just like it says it in the book of Job. You know, while he is eating, talk about eating, man. While they're eating, the Lord's going to rain it down on them. You know? So you just got to wait your time, man. Just be patient. Don't try to jump the gun and put everything on yourself. You have to wait for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Ba'ashem Arachak Wadas, and don't let them demons get in your fucking head and start talking to you and whispering to you, because that's what they do. And you think that you're doing the right thing, but you're really not. You know? Hey, all things are going to be determined. But yo, like I said, the elect are going to be delivered from it. America, and that's what these demons want to do. They want to keep you here. They want to keep you comfortable here because they know the destruction is coming. They don't have no chance in fucking hell. You know? They don't have no chance in fucking hell to get out of here because they've been numbered for this place to be destroyed. If you know this word and you really follow it, you got a chance, man. You know? Let no man take your crown. No man, woman, or child take your crown. That's what the scriptures tell you, man. No one. All right? And the ones that believe this, that's the ones that are going to be delivered out of here. Check it out. Isaiah 65 and 13. One more again. Salakia. It says, therefore, thus saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh shall power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart. And that's, Elder Malcolm is from the Chicago camp, man. Great Millstone, Chicago. Beautiful brother, man. That's my guy, man. But he did a video when there was a woman, I guess she was like an MMA fighter or whatever. She could fight or whatever. She said, man, in that time, Apostle Tahar just did a video on that as well. He was going back to Isaiah 4:1. She said in that day, she said, if a man can't protect her life or whatever, she don't want him. And that's these niggas out here now eating and all that. They clinging on to them and everything. They're not going to be able to protect them in that time. Why are they not going to be able to protect them in that time? Because they don't trust in the Lord now. They're not doing the things that they're supposed to do. They're getting lax. They're getting lazy. Be held back. The spirit is on go. The spirit is always on fire. All right? It's always on fire. Look at the apostles. They always going, you just pick a day and just go on YouTube, see who's on there, who's doing videos daily. All right. And not just the videos, man. It's about your personal life as well, man. That's a part of the doctrine as well. Isaiah 65:14, it says, behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit, because you're going to be going through it. It says, and ye shall leave your name for a curse unto my chosen. For Yahweh shall power shall slay thee, and call his servants by another name. That he who blesseth himself and the earth shall bless himself and the power of truth. And he that sweareth in the earth shall swear by the Most High of truth. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't swear on yourself. You don't do nothing. Because the former troubles are forgotten, and because they are hid from mine eyes. Come on now. God, trust in the Lord, man. Trust in Yahweh Hashem outside. This is Psalms, Salakia, chapter 37. All right. And 18, I says escape plan, right? For the elect, for the nation of Israel. All right. Many are called, few are chosen. Many are called, and that's how real it is. Many are called, few are chosen. I might not even be chosen, man. I know I'm called at this point. I know I'm called because I'm doing what I'm doing. But as far as being chosen to be the 144, I don't know that. So that's where the faith kicks in. You hoping, man. All right, you're hoping to be delivered out of this captivity, man. First fruits. All right. This is Psalm chapter 37:18. It says, Yahweh knoweth the days. Damn. See that? That's crazy. It says, Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. He knows your days. He knows when he's going to deliver you. He knows who he's going to deliver. That's heavy. Man, I'm going to read that again. Psalms 37:18, it says, Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time. All right, they shall not be ashamed in evil time, because the Lord is going to have them shining. Like it says in Isaiah, 4:1. 7 women shall take hold of one man. They ain't going to be, nope. They ain't going to be trying to tell them what to do, try to change none of that shit. They're going to get in line. Why? Because the Lord is going, the power of the Lord is going to be shown on those men to stand steadfast. All right? For the doctrine, for the word, for the truth. It ain't no wavering here, man. All right? It says, in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. Now, these people are hungry, doing all this eating now and all this crazy stuff. I'm telling yo, the Lord, yo, he knows when to be cold. Like my man Juno said, he said, you better beware because he knows when to play the game unfair. So people beware and then fade away. Yo, the Lord knows when to play the game unfair, man. And it's not unfair. It's fair because, hey, man, you get what you call for, man. All right, so this is Psalms 37 and 18. Again, it says, Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. All right. They shall be satisfied. Like you got this song from back in the days called Never Satisfied. But the elect men of Israel shall be satisfied. Just like when they walked through the wilderness. All right, when the Lord was walking them around. Guess what happened? They ate. What happened, I believe it was Elijah when the raven came and fed them. Because the ravens, they recognize faces and all that, man. They know people, man. The Lord put the spirit, because he created them, so the Lord could put the spirit on them. And yo, matter of fact, prime example, like with this food now, like they making all this crazy ass food, it's bullshit, man. Birds can fly, they go places, man, travel. All right, that's why you got the patience to wait on the Lord. You know, that's why you don't feed. Oh, you hungry? Oh, look what happened with Yahushua, man. When he was being tempted of the devil when he was fasting, and he was in the spirit. And they offered him food. They're going to do the same thing now. When you're hungry and all that, they're going to offer you food. Oh, you want this? You can have this. Just take this chip. You know, they're going to do all that. All you got to do is bow down and worship me and take this thing. And you'll be fed, but they're going to feed you some bullshit. If an animal won't eat it, why the fuck would you eat it? All right, and animals is more in tune with the earth with you than you are now, man. You know, you ever try to feed a animal? That matter of fact, they did a video, man. It was a Russian guy, I believe. Some dude, he was trying to feed a bear a burger from McDonald's. Man, that bear, if the Lord had put the spirit on that bear, it would have ate that man. But the bear rejected that food, man. Like, no, I don't want that shit. So if an animal won't eat it, why would you eat it? All right. So like I said, animals is in tune, man. You know, you feed a dog or whatever, man. That's why animals are angry with Esau, man. Because they don't want this bullshit ass food. It's fucking them up too, man. You know, that's why righteousness has to be restored to the planet, man. Kill Gates with all this and fuck GMO. This nigga's making lab grown shit, man. You know, which lets you know he's the mad scientist, man. The mad scientist, man. So that's what they're going to try to feed you. Oh, yeah, just take it. Then they're going to laugh at you. And I seen videos of Michael Jackson with the Epstein files. This nigga was there eating fucking human flesh, man. You know? That's why he's in the spirit world. All them niggas, they took the bag and all that shit. And he got duped because he was a young boy. He was giving over to Molech in the fire to his father, Joe Jackson, man. You know? He was giving over to that shit. You know? So he was already numbered for that. He was one of those children that the fathers, the parents called and said, call for Yahweh's death. You know, let the blood be on our hands and our children. Well, yeah, he's a prime example of that, man. He's a prime example of that. You know? And the exposure. We're in Revelations, man. The revealing of things, man. A lot of things. These damn devils that was trying to hide shit. You know, what was their power? What was their power? How was they working in power? Their secrecy, man. So they call it secret societies. Shh, don't say nothing. But the Lord exposes it. You know? The Lord exposes all things, man. The spirit and power, mercy, and grace of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Harakah HaKodash exposes everything. I don't give a fuck who you are or what you think you know or what you think you're doing. The Lord is going to expose your ass, man. All right? This is Psalm chapter 91. This is how the elect going to be saved, man. You know, they're just talking about the elect and their deliverance. All right? Because we already went to how this place is going to be a desert. All right, there's two folds to the things. You know, the Lord is a just man. He's balanced in all things. At one point, he's going to destroy this place, but guess what? He's going to deliver his men. women and children that truly believe on him. All right. So it says in Psalms 91:5, it says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror. See this? Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. And that's going into what? The nukes, man. You ain't supposed to be scared of that shit. The Lord didn't give you the spirit of fear. He created those things, and he knows a way to get you out of there. All right? He knows how to get you out of there. If he created it, he has a, this is like Esau now. They created disease and everything, right? But they got the antidote for it. You know? Let's give them this right now, and boom. We give him the antidote. We just want to see how his body reacts and what's going to happen. Them niggas is wicked, man. So the Lord knows how to destroy this place. He knows how to deliver as well, man. He's the ultimate deliverer. He's the ultimate terror of this place, man. All right? Let's read this again. Psalms 91:5. It says, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day. All right? Nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. Basically, what the fuck is you bitching for? What is you scared of? Nathan. Once you supposed to fear, Yahweh Hashem outside, Bashem Arachakodas, and that fear means respect. Like Benji said, respect. You know, that means respecting, man. Like this punk ass nigga Birdman said, put some respect on my name. Well, yo, guess whose name is supposed to put respect on? Yahweh Hashem outside, Bashem Arachakodas. How about that? How about that? All right. So Psalms 91:6. It says, nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000, check this out, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh thee. Y'all believe those words. That's the Lord telling you. For all this destruction they bring to this place, the nukes and everything, and people they're scared, man. Just look at the videos. Look at the spirit of the place, man. They're in fear. All right. Which the Lord didn't give you the spirit of fear. That's why you laugh. Yo, man. Sometimes I think I'm crazy for what the things I be laughing. I'm like, God damn, Lord, like there's something wrong with me, man. Seriously. Like it's like I guess you could say, well, they not even normal, but the person, this is the reason, like they want to laugh at those things, you know? Like they would be, oh my God, what's going on? What's going to happen? Like my family, my children, oh my God. Oh, the Lord's about to fuck this place up. How about that? But he's going to deliver his chosen, man. All right, start with the elect. Salaki, bear with me real quick. Salaki, back. Brother got some scriptures up here. Read a couple of those. All right, you got Nahum, chapter 3 and 5. It says, behold, I am against thee, saith Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt. That's right. I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will shew the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdom thy shame. That's right. That's what the Lord is. He's doing that now, man. That's why all the nations right now, they looking at America like, yo, what's up? Yo, these dudes is crazy. That's why, yo, you even got Iran, man. Iran, which is a smaller nation, right? That's what scripture say. Let the weak say that I'm strong. They're a strong nation. They looking at America like, listen, we tired of being bullied, man. Fuck out of here, cuz. Let's have it. You know, that's what they saying basically in street terms. They like, nigga, let's have it. You mean, win, lose, or draw, we going to lose it all, but we going out with a bang. You know? That's how these nations looking at America, man. But they got a backup, which is Russia. You know? Ain't nobody scared of the big bad bully no more, the fucking gooch. According to, what's the gooch? I'm giving up my age, but different strokes. The gooch was the invisible bully. That's fucking America, man. They've been bullying everybody and trying to point the finger at everybody else. They're the fucking gooch, but now you've been exposed. So when the bully's exposed, guess what? It's time to whoop their ass. All right? And that's what these nations are about to do to this place. Hence, it's going to be the biggest desert on the planet for a remembrance. Just like Sodom and Gomorrah was a remembrance of what not to do, man. But guess who got delivered out of it? Somebody got delivered, Lot and his, man. You know? The brother got up here too. Also, Proverbs chapter 15:3, it says, the eyes of Yahweh are in every place. That's right. Beholding the evil and the good. Because he knows who to deliver and he knows who to destroy. His eyes are in every place. He got messengers on all four corners of the earth, man. All right? Beautiful scriptures, brother, with the water. This is our 2nd Ezra chapter 8 and 50 in the GNT the brother has. Verse 50, it says, the people of this world who have lived their lives, that's right, lived their lives in pride and arrogance will suffer many things in the last days. Khan, call Allah, Bashim, that's a fact. That's a fact. And then look what happened with P. Diddy, the diddler, how they call him. He lived his life deliciously here, man. Now look at him now suffering. And the rest of them niggas, well, man, Jay-Z, he's next, man. All them niggas, 50 Cent, all them niggas, man, they going at each other. While the gooch, the real bully, the gooch, he's the one pulling the strings. Got them niggas going at each other. Let one of them try to come at them. They say don't bite the hand that feeds you. They made oaths with them people, man. The fuck out of here. Bitch ass niggas, man. They some bitch ass niggas. And if you get caught up in that beef bullshit right now, you's a fucking nut too. Give a fuck about their beef. If you ain't beefing with your real enemy, get the fuck out of here, man. Like old DB said, man, get the fuck out of here. You know? Beefing with your own people. Cause they put you up to it and it's dickhead. And I like 50 Cent, but he's a fucking dickhead. He's a fucking clown, man. That nut ass suit on, smiling, talking about your people. You got that, man, he's a fucking nut, nigga. And you did some shit too. And your time of exposure is coming as well, man. Fuck out of here, man. Let's get this in the NLT. Forgive me, because I know I get a little hype sometimes. You know, I'm trying to chill right now, you know, at the crib. Relaxing. But the spirit is fire. Say that. This is Psalms 91 and 5 in the NLT. We're going to read down to verse 7 as well. It says, do not be afraid of the terrors of the night, nor the arrow that flies in the day. Do not dread the disease that stalks in darkness, right? Nor the disaster that strikes at midday. Though 1,000 fall at your side, though 10,000 are dying around you. See that? Though 10,000 are dying around, that's how I know there's going to be a lot of death here, man. A lot of death. It says, though 10,000 are dying around you, these evils will not touch you. Who are you? The elect of the nation of the house of Israel. All right? It says, just open your eyes and see how the wicked are punished. Shit. Just open your eyes and see how the wicked are punished, man. God damn. Just open your eyes and see how the wicked are punished. Sheesh. Yo, the Lord be dropping it. He be spitting for real. These are real bars. These are real bars. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 33. Real quick, the prophet Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 15. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 33, verse 15. It says, he that walketh righteously and speaketh uprightly, he that despiseth the gain of oppression, that shaketh his hands from holding of bribes. See that? Holding of bribes. Because a lot of niggas, they took them bribes. He took them bribes. Oh, I got this money, man. I'm going to use it. Get the fuck out of here. Holding of bribes that stoppeth his ears from hearing of the of blood and shut of his eyes from seeing evil. That's what these niggas do, man. They're wicked. They are wicked, man. It says, he shall dwell on high. His place of defense shall be the munitions of rocks. Bread shall be given him. His waters shall be sure. That's the man. They didn't take all those bribes. They didn't do all that. Let's read that in the NLT real quick. And that's talking about the elect, man. The ones that's going to be saved up out of here. All right. Let's read this again. This is Isaiah chapter Salakia 33 and 15. Forgive me. Isaiah 33 and 15 in the NLT. It says, those who are honest and fair, who refuse to profit by fraud, who stay far away from bribes, who refuse to listen to those who plot murder. See that? Who plot murder, because they're plotting murder against us. All right. To refuse who plot murder, who shut their eyes to all enticement to do wrong. Verse 16. These are the ones who will dwell on high. The rocks of the mountains will be their fortress. Food will be supplied to them, and they will have water in abundance. Ding! They will have water in abundance, man. It's not the Shabbat. It is not the Shabbat. Shabbat passed. It's Monday to Tuesday. All right? Monday sundown, Tuesday sundown this time. It's not the Shabbat, but Shalom, though. All right? But it said, I'm going to read this again. All right? This is Isaiah chapter 33. It's a bad joint right here in 15. All right, it says, those who are honest and fair. That's what you have to be in this life, man. Honest and fair. Who refuse to profit by fraud, who stay far away from bribes, who refuse to listen to those who plot murder, who shut their eyes to all enticement to do wrong. These are the ones who will dwell on high. The rocks of the mountains will be their fortress. Food will be supplied to them, and they will have water in abundance. So while these people are starving, that's what the scripture is basically telling you. The elect are going to be well taken care of, man. Well taken care of, man. All right, so let's go ahead to Psalms 34:7. A little fast. Got a couple. I didn't even mean to be this long. It's just the spirit. All right. Psalms 34:7. And the water for the precepts to my brother, man. You know. Psalms 34:7. I think I'm going to read a couple more that you put out there, brother. You know. Psalms 34:7 says, the angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Key word, delivereth them. Psalms 34:7. The angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. Psalms 34:7. Once again, the angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them. You know, you never know what a man going through. You don't even know what I'm going through right now. You know, it's between me and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Bashim Chakwadasa for what? For what did you say? More faith to put more faith into Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Chakwadas. All right, matter of fact, to increase faith. All right, to increase your faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Chakwadas. So this is Matthew chapter 24 and 31. All right. Check this out. And this is Yahweh Shah speaking, man. This is Yahweh Shah speaking. Our big brother. All right. Matthew chapter 24 and 31, it says, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather, see this? And all the destruction is coming around. All the destruction. Matter of fact, let's go up to verse 29. Because it says the glorious return, okay? Because this is going to be in the midst of World War III, which is coming. All right. Matthew 24 and 29. And the headline says the glorious return. Yahweh's glorious return. All right. It says immediately after the tribulation, those days shall the sun be darkened. Damn, it says immediately. Well, it's going to say immediately, but immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall give her light. Shalak, it shall not give her light. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And when you think about it, like when they shoot off all them nukes, as much nukes as they're going to shoot and all that smoke and everything, it's going to darken everything. So, because you got certain places on the earth that's going to be at nighttime. You're going to have certain places on the earth that's going to be at daytime. That's what Yahweh Shai is speaking about, right? When they shoot off all the missiles, they got a lot of missiles. It's going to block out the sun. It's going to block out the moon, man. How many clouds? If you got clouds in the air, just look at the regular clouds. When it's a cloudy day, the sun is not shining. When it's a cloudy night at nighttime, you don't see the moon, So just read this again. It says, immediately after the tribulation, when you're going through Jacob's trouble, it says, of those days shall the sun be dark. And that's when they're going to shoot off those nukes. And the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall not fall from heaven. Right? Salakia. And the stars shall fall from heaven. Those stars being those nukes, because you're going to see those. They're going to look like stars coming out, right? Hitting. All right? You're speaking in code. Stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. Scared. Oh my God, what have we done? Oh my, what have we done? Yeah, well, the Lord put the Spirit on you to do so. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. That's how you know it's going to really be him, not this blue beam bullshit. It says, and then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Like, oh my God, it's him. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And what is he going to come to do? For furthermore destruction? To kill the ones that's shooting off and that's hiding up, man? It's going to be a, man. It's just, man. That's all I can say right now is, man. It's not going to be a pretty day. It says, and he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Right? So the Lord is going, man, listen, I got to get that in NLT. But the Lord is saying, like, he's going to come, he's going to appear after all this destruction is going on, and boom, here he comes, he's going to send an angel, yo, go grab him, because I'm about to get busy. Going to Revelation, they said it was like a sea of glass, right? And they watched as the destruction came. All right, so this is Matthew chapter 24 and 29 in the NLT. It says immediately after the anguish of those days, because a lot of death is going to be crazy. I'm telling you, immediately after the anguish of those days, the sun will be darkened, the moon will give no light, meaning all those nuclear missiles. And how you know it's that? Because it says the stars will fall from the sky. And the stars, because when you look at those nukes, they shoot, they look like stars coming down. Have you ever seen what they call a falling star coming? And then it looks, that's how the nukes going to be. When they crazy, man. It says the stars will fall from the sky, and the powers in the heavens will be shaken. It says, and then at last the sign that the Son of Man is coming will appear in the heavens, and there will be deep mourning among all the peoples, because all the peoples of the earth, they going to remember. He's going to put in their mind what they done to him, what they done to his people. Because at that time, it's judgment. It's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. At that time, it is over. It says, and they will see the Son of Man coming on the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. All right, and great glory. And he will send out his angels. Yo, that's the head of the military. Yo, go get him. He gave you the orders. And he will send out his angels with the mighty blast of a trumpet, and they will gather his chosen ones from all over the world, from the furthest ends to the earth. And Slack it. I'm gonna read that again. I'm hyped because I get hyped when I read this, man. It says, and he will send out his angels with the mighty blast of a trumpet, and they will gather his chosen ones from all over the world, from the furthest ends of the earth and heaven. You know, and that's how I know that the Israelites are on all four corners of the earth, so they're not going to all come looking the same. Like, oh, yo, they look like John Shaft. You know, the Richard Roundtree, that was his name. Richard Roundtree with the fro, the little beard, dark skin looking like me. No, they're going to look like all nations, man. Hence my granddaughter. My granddaughter looked like a straight up Edomite. Blue eyes, blonde hair, but damn, is she an Israelite? And I'm her grandfather. Look at me. And I'm an Israelite. Come on, man. Don't be fooled with this bullshit. It's the last scripture for the night. Well, the morning. A little breakfast. Little breakfast. It's Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. All right. Going to the message to Philadelphia. Matter of fact, I'm going to read this whole job, man. Because it's crazy. And I'm reading this. All right. It says, and the angel of the church in Philadelphia write, these things saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth and no man shutteth, and shutteth and no man openeth. I know thy works, behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength. And yo, kind of a lot of us, yo, man, brothers getting weary, man. Imagine how the apostles feel. But guess what? They got to keep on keeping on. You know, that's the strength, that's the resilience. And then the end of a battle, that's when you put your all your might into it. Because you like a marathon. You run a marathon, you got to pace yourself. But in the end of a marathon, what you do, you put your all into it. You know, like this, what you do, put your back into it. No, you put your all into it at the end of the race, because that's what that counts the most then. Because a lot of men ran marathons and fell out of it. You know, it counts the most at the end, because that's when you're hungry. It's like you got to think about everything that you endured, everything that you've been through, you know, to come to that finish line. All right. That's what it's speaking, like the little strength. But you got to dig down inside, man. The Lord gives you that strength. You know, you don't get weak. That's why I say this race ain't for the swift, and it's not for the weak, man. You know, you got to be battle tested, man. Got many men in this thing that do it. Oh, go on fire, but they got extinguished. You're like this wicked ass nigga. Like that song, I fucked with it. But he said, Jay-Z said, young boys like a fire drill, false alarm. Because they was on fire, but it's false because they went out. They're like a fire drill, false alarm. You was on fire, but your fire was put out. So why do they got to come extinguish it? Gee, you went out on your own, man. You know? Revelation chapter 3, and where we at? Verse 8, it says, I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. Because the Lord is going to deliver who he's going to deliver, his men. It says, for thou hast a little strength and hast kept my word. You see that? Have kept my word and has not denied my name. That's heavy. Have not denied his name. A lot of people, they want to deny his name. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee, because thou hast kept my word. And this is the point. Because thou hast kept my word, my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So this is the Lord's promise. He's going to keep you from the hour of temptation, which is coming. All right. Which is coming. All right. It says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. All right. It says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. So you got to be on point, man. You got to really believe this word. All right. Because there's a lot of distractions out here. And why would you want to bring on more distractions to your life than you already have? You're supposed to be, this is the time of shedding things, man. Not adding on to shit, man. Because, even with that Isaiah 4:1, when it says 7 women shall take hold of you, you're going to be like, get out of here. Fuck out of it. Like, you ain't going to want them around like that, man. Trust me. Because they're going to flock to you by Apostle Gabar went into this years and years and years ago. All right. They're going to be flocking and you're going to be blocking on some Dikembe Mutombo shit. No. Just like the animals came to Noah, man. What happened with that? They had to come to Noah, and Noah had to accept them because the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai B'Shem Chakwadas had to be on them to accept them. You don't know how many he turned away or whatever. You don't know that. Don't speak about that. So I'm not going to add on or take away. But I will say this, that, the animals did come to Noah. To what? To be delivered on that boat, man, on that ark. All right, the same way that the women, men, and children, all that, they're going to come to you in that time. And they're going, the Lord going to have a heavy spirit on you to accept them or reject them. All right. But it says, verse 12, back in Revelations 3:12, it says, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power. This is Yahweh Shah speaking. And he shall go no more out, and I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of the heaven from my power, and I will write upon him my new name, which is the same name. All right, they're going to come down, New Jerusalem. It's the same men here in the flesh, but they got to get them new bodies to come back down because they're going to be delivered up into the heavens and sit on that sea of glass and watch the destruction, then come back down with the chains and put these damn devils right into captivity, man. Right into captivity, man. In the captivity you go. All right. It says, he that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. It's a lot. I didn't even want this to be this long, but hey, man, it's the Spirit. A little morning. Hey, man, it's the Spirit. So Lord's willing, this was edifying, because America is about to be the biggest desert. Don't fall for none of the tricks from anybody. All right. It says, let no man deceive you. All right. To take your crown. All right. Let no man deceive you or take your crown, man. All right. Hold on. Let me see. The brother got Narkaliah 144, my brother. This is Luke chapter 6 and 26. It says, woe to you when all the people speak well of you. That's right. All the people speak well of you and praise you, for their fathers used to treat the false prophets in the same way. That's right. All that flattery shit. Fuck all that flattery, man. You don't want no flattery, man. This ain't about flattery. It's about the work and the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So somebody trying to flatter you, and what the fuck is you flattering me for? I'm just a man. I'm in the same captivity as you. Men like that, I could do it at my job the other day. He's like, the champ. And this dude talking crazy. So the one Jake that I think dude is Jake or whatever, but he said, he was like, yo, man. He's like, how you deal with that? He said, man, he's the number one ass kisser. Yo, I was cracking the fuck up. I said, yo, dude, all right, man. You know, but I heard what he said. He said he's a number. He's like, man, how you do with that? You know? He's a kiss up. He's this, that. You know, I'm laughing like, damn, you know. But and the scriptures also say, let another man's mouth praise you. You know, but you don't want to get caught up in that flattery. You got to keep a level head, you know, and stay in the spirit and stay in the word, man. You know, it's the only way. It's only right. All right. Let's get another. Let's get one more. Let me get up out of here. Oh, Shalak, damn. I'm reading it backwards. Forgive me, brother. This is Luke chapter 26 and 25. It says, woe to you who are well fed. Damn, that's right. Woe to you that are well fed. Now for you will be hungry. That's right. The ones that got what they want, you got your consolation. You got your gift. That's what you earned for. That's what you yearn for. All right. So when the men of the Lord get their gifts, don't be bitching. All right. Don't be bitching, because your destruction is coming. It says, woe to you who laugh now, cry later. You know, woe to you who laugh now. And that's what these other nations do. They're laughing, joking. Ah, look, we got them in derision. Kiki, ka, 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 ka. Hey, but the Lord's about to have them. Hey, man, they're about to be in pain. All right. These nations are about to be in pain. It says, for you will be hungry. Woe to you who laugh now, for you will mourn and weep, you know? God. And yo, like the Wisdom of Solomon said, that the strangeness of their salvation, oh, we had these niggas in derision. How is they the ones just chosen? How are they this? Yeah, man. The Lord you had us in derision, but the Lord is going to deliver his men, man. You know, bottom line. There's no getting around it. Let's get one more. See my brother got up here. That's it. Matter of fact, nope. Let's go to Luke 6:24. That's how I was reading it backwards, but forgive me. It says, but woe to you who are rich. Your faith is possession. That's right. Your faith is possessions. Like them niggas always talking about, yo, I got this, man. They giving me this money. They're lining up. Man, fuck your pockets, man. Because first of all, this money is about to collapse, man. You know? The system, the whole system is changing. So, and like they say, out with the old, in with the new. So that system is old. This paper system is old. That's why everything is being transferred to the digital. All right, which you can see, everything is digital. You can Cash App now. You got the Zelle. You got all this, the Venmo. You got all that, and they're pushing this stuff more and more and more on social media. You know, on regular TV. Right now, basically, you got the smart TVs. They're like a goddamn. Your phone is a goddamn smart TV in your hand, man. You know, it's a smart TV in your hand. You carry it wherever you go to constantly keep you entertained. Every time you go on the bus or train or whatever, you see people, they like this, all in their fucking phones. They don't even put their heads up, you know? That's why this place about to get ambushed, man. The Lord's about to ambush this place, man. And these people don't even see it coming. And all that smartphone and everything that they got the prophets on there and all that. They want to look at TikTok videos, bullshit, man. Lord about to ambush this place. Let's read this again. Luke chapter 6:24. It says, but woe to you who are rich. Your faith, rich. Your faith in possessions will, while remaining spiritually impoverished, for you are receiving your comfort in full. That's right, man. I'm gonna end it on that. You're receiving your comfort in full. So if you're comfortable now, whatever makes you comfortable now, guess what? That's your gift. So with that, I'm gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Arachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone. Shalom to your elect. To the next lesson, I'm saying Mawafo Baba Ball, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom. Stay up, Israel. Keep praying. The time is at hand.